Hey YouTube, James from the Wyvern Watch here, and welcome to another deck profile update jobby thing. This of course is a deck I've already had once on the channel before. It's a little bit of an update, not too much has changed in fairness, but if I was to describe this deck, I would just say it was a pretty box standard Crusadia deck. Like I say, it's not designed to go to competition and expect to do very well because there aren't any meta cards in here. There aren't any, there's no hand traps. It's just what your structure deck might look like, I suppose, if you were if Konami was ever to release one. But the reason why I built it is because of the artwork and the lore around it, because obviously it's all part of the World Legacy, World Chalice sort of lore, but the artwork's absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is Crusadia Access, we'll get to in a minute, but he's sort of one of the main guys that makes all the deck work, of course. And I picked this one out of the extra deck as well because her artwork, albeit in a common card, is absolutely fantastic, and that's the main reason for me to putting the deck together, really. And that's sometimes all you need to put a deck together is just that you like the look of the cards. I mean, it's not that it's a dead powerful deck and all the usual sort of bits and pieces, but it's actually something that you like and will enjoy playing. This deck is great. I mean, it's so good, so much fun to play this. Honestly, I absolutely love playing it. I'm gonna put, while I'm talking, I'm just gonna put these on the field here, because essentially with Crusadia, what I find is you need as many names as possible, and you always want them available. So we do indeed run 3 of all of the main deck monsters. So yeah, as I was saying, it's just super good fun to play. Obviously, it's a link deck primarily. It's never really seen much play. Maybe bits and pieces, so a few elements of it maybe have come into it every now and then. But I just love the artwork on it and how different they are as well, because obviously it's a multi-attribute deck. All the monsters are different types as well, so it's a little bit unpredictable in that sort of in that way. So I've just not got these quite on there. Let me just try and budge these up a little bit. Anyway, I'm not going to play with it too much, otherwise I'll be doing it all day. You can tell that I'm a little bit anal in that sort of way, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they all share basically the same effect, so you can special summon these in from your hand in defense position to a zone a link monster points to, and they literally all share that same effect, and then they have a few, obviously, different effects after that, and they provide the link monsters with extra effects as well. So basically, you want to get these out, you go straight into link monsters. There's a link 1 in this deck, which obviously makes it very easy to sort of operate. We run it at 3, which we'll get to in a bit, but it's super easy to play, but at the same time, there's a lot of things to remember while playing. So it makes for a really interesting deck, and something I love to sort of play and take my time over whilst playing and just enjoying it, and just making sure that I'm running it correctly. Like while I say it's simple, like I say, there's a lot to remember sometimes, so in that respect it's probably not that simple. But yeah, I mean, it's like I say, the artwork's just fantastic. Look at Draco there as well, he's cool as well. I really would like to incorporate some of the what did they call, guard dragons, aren't they, into it as well. But obviously, while there's still I forget the name of it, one of them's still banned, isn't it? So if that comes off, then maybe we'll have a look at adding that as well. But to support the deck, I've also got 3 Parallel Exceed, which I run in a few different decks, to be fair. But I just think it's very appropriate for the deck. Obviously it's going to put bodies on the field. There are a couple of XCs in monsters in the extra deck, so that's why it's there. Nice and simple stuff, really. The other smaller, well, I say engine, I suppose it is an engine. I do run a suite of Kaiju monsters, obviously for their obvious effects that we can tribute off opponents' monsters, but also there's a monster in the extra deck, which is Regulex, I think it is. Yeah, Regulex. So that's very important that he's got an up-facing arrow, because all the extra deck monsters, of course, gain attack equal to the combined original attack of all the monsters this card points to, and Regulex points up. So if we can summon a Kaiju to your opponent's side of the field in the right position, then we can instantly get over it anyway with a Regulex. So it just makes for a nice little addition and gives the deck a little bit of potency. And the only other monsters that I added to the deck, which are the two sort of World Legacy monsters, because they are appropriate, and you know, like I say, it is all part of the same sort of lore. I don't want to sort of overwhelm the deck with it, but you know, there's a couple of options in here, and this is the kind of thing also that you might look at taking out if you wanted to try and make it a little bit more competitive. But like I said to you before, I'm not interested in that with this particular deck. So moving on to spells, we of course do play with having the 4 Kaiju monsters. We're playing Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, which, if you've not seen it before, is destroy as many monsters on the field as possible, then select a special summon in attack position 2 Kaiju monsters with different names from your deck, 1 on each side, but they cannot change their battle positions and must attack if able. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and add a Kaiju monster from deck to hand. Nice and easy. Obviously, if you're playing Kaijus, it's always a good option. That's actually the only 3 of in this particular deck. I am playing World Legacy Succession, which of course is one of the other World Legacy cards that I'm playing. But essentially this is target 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon it to a zone your link monster points to, so it just gets the engine going if you actually don't have any availability in your hand. I'm also running, and this is where the sort of more of the artwork comes into it, because I'm playing 3 of the Crusadia spells as well. So we've got Crusadia Testament, Crusadia Power, and 1 Crusadia Revival. So the Revival is the field spell, just gains Crusadia Link monsters gain 500 attack, and then once per turn you can send 1 Crusadia Link monster you control this turn. You can target 1 Crusadia Link monster you control this turn, even if this card loses, it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, of course, which is really, really handy, given that if it is going to gain attack from every monster that it points to, you can really sort of maximize on that effect. Crusadia Power is the quick play, so target 1 Crusadia monster you control. That Crusadia monster is unaffected by card effects, really handy. And then Testament is again quick play, but your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your Crusadia monster's effects this turn, which does come in. And then after damage calculation, if your Crusadia Link monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, draw cards equal to your monster's Link rating. So again, it's just a bit of advantage, but the artwork's absolutely fantastic on these. Again, that's another common card, but really awesome stuff. I really, really, really like the artwork on these. Revival's ace as well. Obviously got most of the main deck monsters on there. A few staples, of course, just the 3 on this one. So, of course, we've got Reinforcement of the Army, because Maximus is a warrior. Called by the Grave, of course, and 1 Monster Reborn, just again, get 1 from the deck, from the grave even. And then the 2 traps I'm running is Crusadia Vanguard and 1 Crawler. So the Crawler is a bit of an unusual one, because obviously this sort of fits Crusadia and Crawler archetypes. But it's a monster trap, I think. So yeah, special summon this card as an effect monster, insect, earth, level 2, and obviously defense 2100. This card is still also a trap, which is normal. If this card is special summoned by this effect to a zone a link monster points to, you can add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand, which obviously means you can search out a few of the different cards that we've got available to us. which obviously isn't the best artwork in the world. I really don't like it, but I wanted to add it though, just to get the extra search from for a World Legacy card. And then when you activate, sorry, this is Vanguard now, which the artwork's again fantastic. You can, when you activate, you contribute one Crusadia or World Legacy monster, and if you did, special summon one Crusadia or World Legacy monster with a different original name from your deck or graveyard. And then while you control a Crusadia Link monster, your opponent's monsters can only attack target Link monsters for attacks. You can only activate one Crusadia Vanguard per turn, and obviously it's a continuous spell, continuous trap. So really handy. Like I say, when you get the engine running, guys, it really is quite potent, this deck. But it's obviously getting the setup in the first place that sometimes it struggles with. Excuse me. Let me just have a. I'm on the brew today, so I'm just having a quick cup of tea. Okay, so obviously it's a link deck, so we have a packed extra deck. There is a little bit of room for manoeuvre in here, but there's most of the monsters are pretty set, I would say. I'll see if I can get them all on. So first one is Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax, and obviously most people forget that actually it is a Crusadia card. Obviously it works with Mech Knights as well, but it's obviously one of our go-to Link 4s. We also have another Link 4, which is Borrow Sword Dragon, just as an extra option. Obviously it can be quite devastating. I'm running the alt art on the Nightmare Unicorn on this one. Really like that, a really cool card actually. That's in the Platinum Secret Rare from Rarity Collection #1. And if you've seen a few of my later videos, I'm always banging on about how this is my favourite rarity. I really like the gold edge on the text and obviously the frame around the picture. I just think it's not too in your face. That I really like that, it's cool. Right, and then moving on, I've got also the Crusadia Equimax and the Link 3 Crusadia. I'm also running, because of the World Legacy side of things, you've got Lib, the World Key Blade Master, and why not, of course. And then you've got the Crusadia stuff itself. So I might just budge these up a little bit closer. Seen those now. But of course, we've got the two Regulex, which I've mentioned before. This is the one that allows you, well, like I say, they all gain the attack equal to the original monsters that this card points to, but this one also points up. We do have the one Sparta. I think it might be Sparta, not sure about the pronunciation on that one, which of course is the Link 2. You've got the Magius, did that fit on there? Not quite. You know what I'm like, guys. I just want it looks good on screen for you, so you can freeze and zoom in on it if you want to have a look at the full effects. So yeah, the 3 Magius, because obviously that is the Link 1, so even with one monster on the field you can get your engine running. Magius, from memory, yeah, gains the attack, and if an effect monster is special summoned to the zone this card points to, you can add a Crusadia monster from deck to hand. So yeah, that's sort of gets your engine running if you are struggling with more than one. Just a few extras. We've also got the one Salaman Great Almirage, just to add a bit of something to it. We'll just put it over here for now. And then we've got the 3 Xyz monsters. So, I mean, again, these are not particularly potent, but they're just options for you. Castel the Sky Blaster, Firewall Xyz Dragon, which is actually the only deck I run this card in. Let me remind me what that does, actually. This Xyz summon card gains 500 attack times the total link rating of link monsters linked to this card. And you can detach 2 materials from this card, then target 1 Link 4 Cybers Link monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your field, so it points to this card. Also, you cannot special summon other monsters or attack directly for the rest of this turn. So that, yeah, actually that does make sense in this deck, of course. And as you know, anything that can run a rank 4, I generally run a Tornado Dragon in, just so I do have a little bit of I don't know why I've organised them like this, honestly. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But anything that runs rank 4, I generally run a Tornado Dragon in as well. Guys, that is it for the deck profile. Thank you very much for sticking with me as usual. I'd love to hear your comments as usual. I normally get a lot of feedback on these profiles. Just say, actually, James, you've missed something there, or James, you don't need that, or have you thought about adding this? Or sometimes it's a lot worse than that, but you know, that's all right. We take all the feedback we can get. Let me know if you have some thoughts on it, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you for the next one. Bye.